In the heart of Aeloria, magic lingers. Imagine a realm where rivers shimmer. Their waters flow like silver threads. These rivers, ancient and wise, wind through forests untouched by time. Here, in Aeloria, the stars shine brightly. Even the midday sun cannot dim their light. Deep within these woods lies a secret. The elder grove remains hidden from sight. It is a place of whispers and dreams. Few have heard of its existence. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Feel the weight of the world lift. Let the peace of the elder grove envelop you. Imagine the soft rustle of leaves. Picture the gentle sway of branches above. The air is cool and fresh. The trees here stand tall and proud. Their branches, heavy with age, reach towards the sky. They have witnessed countless seasons. The rise and fall of empires hold no sway here. Only the rhythm of the forest remains. Listen closely. Can you hear them? The trees whisper secrets to the wind. In the coastal city of Virel, a young scribe named Elias awoke to a mystery. A map lay unfurled, shimmering faintly in the morning light. It was not a map he recognized, not one he had ever seen before. Crafted on a material that resembled parchment, yet shone with an otherworldly luminescence, the map seemed to pulse with an energy all its own. Intricate lines drawn in shimmering silver ink depicted lands unfamiliar to Elias. At the heart of this enigmatic chart, nestled amidst swirling lines and cryptic symbols, lay a name penned in an elegant hand, Glynhollow. Elias traced the name with his fingertips, a shiver running down his spine. Seeking answers, Elias sought out Myria, the city's oldest and wisest scholar. Her home, nestled among towering shelves laden with ancient tomes, was a sanctuary of knowledge. Myria, her eyes twinkling with wisdom, examined the map with a gentle touch. Glynhollow, a place lost to time, swallowed by the embrace of the elder grove. Legends speak of its magic, but it has been but a whisper on the winds for centuries. But the map, it found its way to Elias. Why? Destiny has a way of unfolding. If this map has chosen Elias, then perhaps Glynhollow is not lost forever. Fueled by a sense of purpose, Elias decided to heed the call of the map. He packed his satchel with provisions for the journey ahead, ensuring his journal, with its crisp, empty pages, was nestled safely within. His mother, her eyes filled with a mixture of worry and pride, gifted him a smooth grey stone. May it protect you on your travels. As the moon bathed the city in its silvery glow, Elias slipped out of Virel, the map clutched tightly in his hand. The cobblestone streets, usually bustling with life, were eerily quiet. The further Elias journeyed from Virel, the more extraordinary the forest became. The trees, once familiar sentinels of oak and elm, now twisted into fantastic shapes. Their branches, heavy with moss and lichen, seemed to reach out to him, their leaves rustling in a language he couldn't understand. Yet there was no menace in their touch, only a deep, abiding curiosity. As he walked, Elias noticed strange markings on the trees. Runes, ancient and powerful, glowed faintly beneath the bark. They pulsed with a soft internal light as if the very lifeblood of the forest flowed through them. A sense of ancient power, of magic long forgotten, permeated the air. Elias's path led him alongside a winding stream, its waters so clear they seemed to vanish into the forest floor. But as he drew closer, he realized the waters were not still. They shimmered and danced, reflecting the light in 1,000 iridescent hues. A voice echoed from the stream, "Halt, traveler! This is no ordinary stream. Speak your name and declare your purpose." Elias responded, "My name is Elias of Virel. I carry with me a map, a guide to a place called Glynhollow." The voice continued, "Glynhollow, a place of deep magic long lost to the world." The river seemed to hum in response, its waters swirling with an unseen energy. Elias felt a shiver run down his spine. Elias, his heart pounding in his chest, waited for the river to continue. "Will you grant me passage?" "Passage must be earned, young Elias, not given freely. Tell me, what do you carry that marks you worthy?" "I carry the love of my mother and a desire to see that which has been lost." The river seemed to sigh, its waters calming, the shimmering light softening. A path, woven of pure light, unfolded across its surface, leading to the opposite bank. "Then enter, Elias of Virel. Walk with care and listen closely. The forest remembers all who pass through its heart." Stepping onto the path, Elias felt a surge of energy flow through him. The air shimmered, and the forest around him seemed to pulse with a vibrant life force. He had crossed a threshold, leaving behind the familiar world and stepping into a realm of ancient magic. As twilight deepened, painting the forest in hues of amethyst and sapphire, Elias stumbled upon a clearing. In the center stood a sight that stole his breath away, a tree unlike any he had ever seen. Its gnarled trunk, thicker than any oak he had ever encountered, seemed to pulse with an inner light. Drawn to its warmth and the strange sense of peace it emanated, Elias made his camp beneath its sprawling branches. Exhausted from his journey, Elias ate a simple meal of bread and cheese, his back resting against the warm bark of the ember tree. Closing his eyes, he took a deep breath, the air thick with the scent of pine needles and a subtle sweetness that seemed to emanate from the tree itself. As sleep began to claim him, his eyelids growing heavy, Elias heard a soft hoot. Opening his eyes, he saw a magnificent snowy owl perched on a branch above him. Its feathers, as white as the first snow of winter, seemed to glow in the fading light. The owl spoke, "Greetings, Elias of Virel. You walk an ancient path, a path few are chosen to tread." Elias, confused, asked, "Chosen? Chosen for what?" The owl replied, "The grove slumbers. It dreams of a time long past, a time before silence fell upon Glynhollow. You, Elias, have been brought here to awaken what slumbers." Elias, overwhelmed by the owl's words, could only stare in silence. He had stumbled upon a destiny far greater than he could have ever imagined. The next morning, Elias awoke to find a soft, warm light filtering through the leaves above him. On the trunk of the ember tree, directly in front of him, a sigil glowed with a soft white light. It was an intricate design, a series of swirling lines and ancient runes that seemed to pulse with an energy all their own. Intrigued, Elias reached out and touched the sigil. To his astonishment, a section of the bark slid open, revealing a small, hidden compartment within the tree. Inside, nestled on a bed of soft moss, lay a pendant. The pendant, shaped like a delicate leaf, pulsed with a gentle warmth. As Elias lifted the pendant from its resting place, he felt a connection to it, a sense of purpose that resonated deep within his soul. The forest path, bathed in the soft, dappled light of the forest canopy, wound its way deeper into the heart of the elder grove. Elias, guided by the pulsing light of the pendant and the ever-shifting lines on the silver map, felt a growing sense of anticipation. The air grew heavy with the weight of ages, the silence broken only by the whisper of leaves and the soft crunch of his footsteps on the forest floor. As he rounded a bend in the path, a sight emerged from the mist, both beautiful and melancholic. Stone walls crumbling with age stood draped in ivy and moss, like slumbering giants slowly being reclaimed by the earth. This, Elias realized, his heart pounding in his chest, was Glynhollow. As Elias moved through the ruins, his fingers trailing along the cold, moss-covered stones, he noticed something extraordinary. Wispy forms, barely perceptible at first, began to emerge from the shadows. They swirled and danced in the air, translucent figures that seemed to shimmer with an inner light. They were the ghosts of Glynhollow, their spectral forms bound to the place where they had once lived and loved. The grove remembers. Their voices, soft as the rustling of leaves, reached him in whispers, fragments of memories carried on the breeze. It dreams. It waits. Elias listened intently, his heart heavy with a mixture of sadness and wonder. One figure, a woman with eyes that shimmered like amethysts, approached him, her voice a gentle caress on the air. "You carry the light that can awaken us from our slumber." Instinctively, Elias raised the pendant high above his head, its warm light bathing the ruins in an ethereal glow. The ghosts of Glynhollow gathered around him, their whispers intensifying, a symphony of voices yearning for release. As the pendant's light washed over the ruins, something truly magical occurred. The stones, once dull and lifeless, began to shimmer and glow. Vines receded, their grip on the ancient walls loosening. For a fleeting moment, Glynhollow was no longer a ruin but a vibrant town, teeming with spectral life. The marketplace bustled with vendors hawking their wares, their laughter echoing through the streets. Children, their eyes bright with an otherworldly light, chased each other through the cobbled squares. The scent of baking bread and freshly cut flowers filled the air, a sensory feast that brought tears to Elias's eyes. He watched in awe as the ghosts of Glynhollow lived and loved and laughed, their joy palpable, a testament to the enduring power of memory and the deep magic that permeated the elder grove. But as quickly as it had begun, the light began to fade. The spectral figures, their forms growing translucent, turned to face him, their expressions filled with gratitude and a profound sadness. As the last vestiges of light faded from the pendant, the spectral townsfolk of Glynhollow turned their luminous gazes upon Elias. Their expressions, no longer tinged with sorrow, held a serene peace, a profound gratitude that transcended words. Though their voices, but whispers on the wind, were silent, their message resonated within Elias's very soul. The grove itself seemed to sigh, a soft exhalation that rustled the leaves of ancient trees and sent a gentle breeze through the ruins. It was a sigh of contentment, of a long-held burden eased, of a slumbering heart briefly stirred to life. The very air thrummed with a tranquil energy, a silent symphony of thanks that enveloped Elias in its embrace. He stood amidst the fading remnants of Glynhollow's spectral resurgence, the pendant now cool in his hand, a tangible reminder of the magic he had witnessed. The ruins, though once more cloaked in the embrace of ivy and moss, seemed different now, no longer a place of forgotten sorrow, but a testament to the enduring power of memory, a sanctuary where the past whispered its stories to those who listened closely. Elias, his heart filled with a bittersweet joy, looked around at the slumbering town, a sense of peace settling over him. He had been but a vessel, a conduit for a magic far older and grander than himself, yet he had played his part. He had borne witness to the echoes of a forgotten time, and in doing so had brought solace to both the living and the spectral souls bound to this sacred place. As twilight deepened, casting long shadows across the ruins, Elias felt a familiar presence grace the air beside him. Turning, he saw the snowy owl perched atop a crumbling wall, its luminous eyes regarding him with a knowing serenity. "You have done well, Elias of Virel. The grove is grateful." Elias, reaching into his pocket, instinctively sought the smooth grey stone his mother had gifted him. To his surprise, it felt lighter, its surface no longer cool to the touch, but radiating a faint warmth. As he watched, a network of fine cracks spread across its surface, as if unseen forces were pulling at its very core. The stone... It's... your mother. In her love, gifted you a piece of her heart, a shard of her own life force, but now that its purpose is fulfilled, it will fade, as all things must in time. Elias, clutching the fading stone in his hand, looked around at the ruins of Glynhollow bathed in the soft silver light of the rising moon. He understood now. The stone, a symbol of his mother's love, had served its purpose. It had guided him to this place, had allowed him to walk the path laid out before him, and had ensured his safe return from the ethereal embrace of the elder grove. He made his way to the base of the ember tree, its bark radiating a comforting warmth that reminded him of his mother's hearth. As he sat there, leaning against the ancient trunk, he felt a profound sense of peace settle over him. He had faced the unknown, had walked a path fraught with magic and mystery, and had emerged changed. The grove, no longer a silent, slumbering presence, seemed to hum around him, its ancient song a lullaby that soothed his weary soul. He closed his eyes, the scent of pine needles and damp earth filling his senses, and listened as the whispers of the forest wove their magic around him. He had found solace in the heart of the elder grove, a solace that transcended words, a solace that would forever bind him to this place. As sleep gently claimed him, his dreams were filled with dancing lights, whispering trees, and the spectral townsfolk of Glynhollow, their laughter echoing through the ages. And above it all, he heard the soft hoot of the snowy owl, its voice a comforting presence in the darkness, a reminder that he was never truly alone in the heart of the elder grove. And so the tale of Elias and the elder grove draws to a close. The whispers of the ancient trees, the soft glow of the ember tree, the echoes of laughter from a town reborn in moonlight, all fade into the gentle embrace of night. As you listen to my words, feel the gentle weight of slumber descend upon you. Just as Elias found peace and rest in the heart of the grove, allow yourself to drift into the quiet sanctuary of sleep. Let the worries of your day, like fallen leaves, be carried away by the gentle breeze. The forest, with its ancient wisdom and tranquil heart, watches over you. Let go of all thoughts and worries. Let the magic of the grove seep into your dreams. Sleep now, traveller. Breathe deeply and feel the world around you melt away. The forest, with its rustling leaves and gentle streams, sings a lullaby just for you. The whispers of the trees will guard your sleep, and the stars will watch over you throughout the night. In this place of peace and ancient magic, you are safe, you are loved, you are home. Sleep now and dream of silver streams and whispering trees. Sleep now and let the magic of the elder grove fill your heart with peace.